Hello, my sweet little babies. Well, I figured I'd do a coming out story video. I think it'll be good for feedback from you guys, so give me feedback. Cool. Alright, let's get started. So, I kind of realized I had strong attractions for girls ever since the second grade. I think that's as far as back as I can remember. They were very strong. I mean, I didn't. I thought boys were cute, but I had an attraction towards women. I don't know how to explain it. It was just as girls had attractions to boys, I was attracted to girls. Growing up, it was something that a lot of my close friends. I kind of stick to the same school since from elementary into high school, and I think a lot of my friends kind of knew for a really long time. I was rather in denial to myself. I grew up in a Christian home with a very religious mother. Growing up, kind of seeing other of my mom's friends that were gay, just listening to my mother talk about the Bible and Jesus and how gay was not okay. And so I kind of grew up with it as something that I kind of kept to myself until around middle school, where I came out to my friends. Not my mom and dad. I came out to my friends, and I got positive feedback just as well as negative. I got a lot of negative. I got from random people that it was a phase and that it wasn't something serious and that it was wrong and Jesus made Adam for Eve and what else do you not hear? And so I think I was more who cares to their opinions, and I was actually with the girl. That was how it came out, and that how everyone found out is because I brought her out with me, and we hung out, and it was something open, and couple of friends saw, and then sooner or later in my small school, it just kind of spread around, and everyone's like, oh goodness, she was with a girl. And I was in 8th grade at the time, and so sooner or later everybody kind of knew that I wasn't straight. And that happened. And then coming into high school, my freshman year, now, I met a girl, and her name was Caitlin. Caitlin is my current girlfriend. We've been together for 3.5 months, and I can't say that I don't see myself being with her for a good time because she really makes me very happy. She's actually the girl that made me come out of the closet to my parents. But I had kind of tried to play it off and got her to stay the night. She gives off the lesbian vibe, if you know what I'm saying. And so I brought her around a couple times, and sooner or later my mom kind of started catching on. And I think my mom kind of had thoughts about my sexuality whenever I was growing up. But it was something that she kind of pushed to the back of her mind because what Christian mother wants to think her child is gay? So me and Caitlin went to the mall with my mom one day, and bloop, the question went out. My mom asked if me and Caitlin were dating. And the first thing that happened was we just got real tight and looked at each other and we were like, no, ew, Mom, no. And then that's kind of where it all started. And I kind of was like, I can play it off like I'm not, or do what I gotta do. And so I kind of thought to myself, and I think if I wasn't with Caitlin, that I wouldn't have came out. But she was so important to me that I thought, like, this was something that I wanted to do. If I wanted to create a good relationship with this girl, this was something that I had to do. And so they had been my mom and dad had been asking me about it for weeks until finally I was just like, yeah. I mean, I didn't just throw it at them, but I kind of kind of eased it in. Like, they were like, are you gay? Are you gay? Are you gay? No, no, no. Are you gay? Well, I've had thoughts. And so it was kind of like my mom just kind of, and my dad just kind of, and then as I started talking about it on the ride home, I kind of came more open about it and about the girls I'd been with and about Caitlin, and then my dad blew up. He was furious. I think he really didn't have any thoughts about it before and didn't think that I was in any of the sort, and so this coming out of nowhere was just like, oh my goodness. And so he blew up, and it was bad, and it just turned into a really bad argument, and screaming and crying, and oh my goodness, and you'll never be around any girls again, and no girls can spend the night, you can do whatever you want outside the house, la la la, whatever. And then it turned into religious, that it was something that I was being possessed, or something that it was culture and media that kind of, it threw it at me, and that kind of every excuse in the book. But it took about a month and maybe a half, until they kind of eased into it. And it took a lot of me just telling them, like, saying, like, you just gotta sit down and listen, and just listen to me, instead of kind of putting in your input, just listen for a second. And after that, I almost, exactly after, I knew I wanted to bring my girlfriend around, but I think it was mostly because I missed her, because she wasn't allowed to see me, I wasn't allowed to talk to her, none of that. It was cut off communication. None of this, none of that, strictly no girls, other than friends that we know. And so it was kind of I felt like a disappointment. And that was the biggest thing I think I was afraid of, and the reason that I ever came out before. And so my mom, I think she was rather just chalant about it. She wasn't like, woo, go gays, but she wasn't like, no gays. But my dad had, I think, the biggest trouble with it, and he still struggles with it, but we got here. And so I had started bringing my girlfriend around, and they ended up falling in love with her just as much as I did. And she comes around very often. Actually, she's kind of like the family, and so it's good. Things are good, and it took a minute, but they got to know her and us and see us together, and now it's something that it's me. And I mean, I'm sure there's the days where they're like, are you sure about this? Are you sure about that? Are you still gay? And whatnot. But overall, it's really good. Things have gotten really, really good. And I don't think I would ever go back and change my decision of coming out. And I'm very happy. And yep, it's not really an exciting story, but I think that I should tell you guys so you can tell me, and we can just have a big old switching party. Peace and love, munchkins.